All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dig into something pretty wild. It's a project that claims to connect massive Japanese capital, a super powerful AI, and a plan to, get this, totally reshape Vietnam's entire economy. It's called the OHW Project, and we're going to unpack the story they're telling.
So what's at the core of all this? Well, it's a financial claim so bold you kind of have to hear it twice. They're talking about an AI that can supposedly take your investment and multiply it by 4 in just 1 month. Yeah, you heard that right. And this incredible financial engine, they say it's just step 1. The real goal, the big one, is to generate a cool $1 billion to help transform an entire country. So the big question is, how on earth do they claim this is even possible? Let's get into it.
Okay, so what is the OHW project actually promising? When you really dig into their public communications, this massive billion-dollar vision really boils down to 2 main parts.
First up, you've got the financial engine, right? This AI trading bot that's supposedly designed for these insane returns. And then there's the endgame, a massive national-level strategy to funnel a river of investment cash from Japan straight into Vietnam. But let's pause on that for a second and go back to the engine. I mean, how could an AI possibly generate those kinds of returns? Let's see what they say.
So, the whole secret sauce to their financial model, at least according to them, is built on one simple idea: the huge difference between how we humans trade and how a machine can be programmed to do it.
Their whole philosophy is basically this. Human traders, well, we fail. We get emotional. We're driven by greed, by fear, all that messy stuff. But an AI, it can operate with pure, cold, machine-like discipline. It just follows the rules, no questions asked, and avoids all those psychological traps that cost people money.
And they even have a name for one of the biggest human errors they say the AI is built to avoid. It's that tendency we all have to just hold on to a losing trade, hoping against hope that it'll turn around. Acting on emotion instead of pure logic.
And they get really specific about this. They actually lay out this 5-step model for how it all works, how the money is made and where it all goes. It's a formula that's designed to pay out the customer, the human traders, and the company itself. And the craziest part? It all supposedly starts from an initial investment of just 2% of a customer's savings. Now, an operation this big, and let's be honest, this complex, needs a serious structure behind it. And that's exactly what they say they have. The whole OHW project is apparently built on a foundation of 3 separate but totally interconnected companies.
And each one has its own specific job to do. You've got OHW, which is the brains of the operation, the tech, the software, the training. Then there's 3 keys, handling all the commerce, services, and retail. And finally, APL is the money manager, overseeing all the finance, banking, and assets.
So the idea is that together, these 3 create this self-contained ecosystem, a closed loop where they control literally everything, from writing the code to selling the products and managing all the money. It's the whole shebang.
Okay, but a plan this ambitious, we're talking 2 countries, billions of dollars. It doesn't just pop up out of nowhere, right? So where did this all come from? What are the origins they're claiming?
Well, according to their story, this whole thing started a long time ago. We're talking more than 40 years back, with some very powerful people and a vision that was playing the long game.
And check out this timeline they lay out. It really shows you just how long-term this plan is supposed to be. It allegedly stretches all the way from some secret founding back in 1979 to a full-blown public launch they're targeting for 2025. That's a serious timeline.
And the story gets even wilder. The source claims a direct connection to the absolute highest levels of Japanese society. The suggestion here is that this project has had some very powerful, very quiet support right from the get-go.
And if that wasn't enough, they also tie this entire thing to the geopolitical vision of the late Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. They're basically positioning it as the final piece of the puzzle for his long-term strategy in the region. So where is all this heading? You've got the AI, the 3-part company, these deep historical connections. What's it all for? Well, according to the people behind the project, it all serves one single ultimate goal for Vietnam. And at its core, a big part of the stated mission is actually political. They say it's about ensuring stability by strengthening the ruling party.
But how do they plan to do that? Through economics. And get this for an audacious goal. They want to dramatically raise the salaries of civil servants. The thinking is that if you pay people well, you can cut down on corruption and make the government run better.
And this all feeds into a much bigger, kind of nationalistic vision. It's a simple idea, really. If you make the people wealthy, you'll create a strong and powerful country.
Remember that $1 billion revenue target from the beginning? Well, it turns out it's not just about profit. They present it as the key that unlocks the whole next phase. It's about creating a legitimate business record, something that justifies transferring the real prize, these huge pools of Japanese capital, into Vietnam without setting off all the money laundering alarms.
So when you put it all together, what really matters here is that the project isn't just positioning itself as some financial trading company. No, they see themselves as the main vehicle for a truly historic economic partnership between Japan and Vietnam.
So there you have it. We've explained the plan just as its proponents have laid it out. Is it an audacious blueprint for the future? Or is it a story just a little too grand to be true? Well, the final judgment, of course, is up to you. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.